Yo, 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 Soup Squad! It's your boy Nimbo, back with another video. Today I'm playing the Spitfire Mark 9. In a bunch of my other videos, you'll hear me reference the Spitfires and the Zeros, and how they have the best turn rates out of anything in the game. So I figured it was time we start giving them a shot. Let's give a quick little overview of the Spitfire Mark 9. This thing has a really good turn rate, obviously. It's really light, so if you pitch up, you'll keep going up for a very long time. It has two 20mm Hispanos, which seem to be much better after the Real Shatter update recently. And it can do pretty much anything it wants to in a dogfight, unless it involves any speed. This thing is not the fastest. Starting out in the match, I like to get altitude. I think every match I show you today I start out at like 5,000 meters or above. Having ideal target selection is also very important. I go for this P63 here, not realizing that the P61 was passing behind me, and he nicks me with his gunners a little bit. So if we learn anything from this, let it be that having situational awareness is probably more important than ideal target selection. Turning back around, we see an enemy 109 at my altitude, who's also distracted by my teammates, so an ideal target for me. Can't see him through the cloud, although I try to take a few shots at him. Those are never going to hit. This is War Thunder. Finally, we can see him trying to get the lead down. I don't have it down yet with the Hispanos. That's alright though, we're pulling right into a 6. This guy can't escape, and a quick burst finishes him off. Hey yo. Teammate does not almost ram me, don't worry about it. The P61 is finally turned around and is back on my 6, so I do some quick maneuvers just to dodge him real fast. He's going pretty fast, but I try to pull up behind him, see if I can get a few shots on him. These P61s are so annoying. It's such a rat plane in my opinion. I mean, the air spawn, the gunners, you name it, it's just annoying to deal with. So if you're going to attack a P61, make sure you attack it from below so that the gunners can't see you. Other than that, I'm pretty damaged, so I'm going to RTB. Here we are back up in the air. I took off at the same time as a Yak 3 on my team, and he's headed to kill those two enemies there, so I'm heading in this direction because I know there's two P47s somewhere. There we go, there's one of them ground pounding, you can see his tracers. Assumably the other one's also not too far away, so I'll get myself into my own 2v1. As you can see, the Spitfire Mark 9 isn't terrible in a dive. I mean, of course it's still no P51 or P47 or anything like that. But as far as some of the Spitfires go, especially the lower tier ones, this one is somewhat faster. You should still definitely use it to turn fight though. Here we go, I finally see the second P47. I fake the head on a little bit and try to lure him into a dogfight. Do some twists and turns, pulling the entire time, just making sure he can't hit me. He overshoots and he's smart enough to keep it straight. I'm never going to catch that. I do turn around though and head that direction because I need to anyways, take some shots at him. A little bit too ambitious perhaps. This situation is not necessarily great. There's one P47 above me with more energy, and there's one below me with less energy. Luckily I'm in something that can maneuver really well and dodge and avoid shots as I need to. I'm still counting on them to make mistakes though, because if they play it perfectly, there's pretty much nothing I can do in a 2v1. And there's mistake number 1, he pulls in too early, so I crit him, get out of there before he can bring his guns onto me, and instantly makes mistake number 2, going straight up against a Spitfire. So I pitch up after him, I can do this all day, take a burst, and it takes his wing clean off. You love to see it. P47 number 2 just witnessed what I did to his teammate and said no please, so he dives out of here. I don't blame him to be honest, but I've got too much energy, I can just chase him down. I'm kind of angling away from him towards his airfield so that I'm cutting him off in case he tries to turn back around towards his airfield and base camp or rearm or something like that. I'm hoping that soon enough he'll realize that resisting is futile. And there we go, he starts to turn around. I think he realized that no matter what, he's probably done for. Respect to him honestly for not making this take forever, but here we go. Starting the energy trap. I've got a lot of energy and he does not. Just pitching up, making sure he can't get his nose onto me. He's clearly struggling a lot, so I turn it over on top of him. He tries to dive away, but it's too late, I'm too fast. And taking some shots, get a crit, some more hits, and there we go, there goes his tail. Last guy is this P-38 who gets set on fire by my teammates, so I'm not going to make you guys sit and watch this, and we'll get into the next game. Starting out the next match, here we are up high, of course. I highly recommend you climb. I mean, theoretically you don't need to because you can just turn fight anything, but at the same time it's a lot more difficult with less energy, so you might as well just get your energy up. We've got a couple of fighters off to the left here, and we've got Zeros and Interceptors out in front and to the right of us, so I'm going to go for the easier targets, try to thin out the numbers a little bit. Not entirely sure what the P-47's plan here was, but that's okay with me. He tries to dive away, it's too late for him. Take some shots, and the pilot snipe. As I'm pulling up off this P-47 here, I notice a couple of P-51s out in front of me. One's higher energy and one's lower energy, similar to the P-47 2v1. So I just pull off to the left, try to get my energy back up before I engage these guys. In the meantime, I call for some backup from my teammates, hoping someone's going to come and help me out. I'm really not trying to have to press my luck in another 2v1. Then I realize that's probably not going to happen, so I turn around just trying to eliminate the enemy's number advantage. I go for the guy lower than me first because I can actually catch him. Too bad he sees me coming and he dives away. I'm not planning on chasing that, so I pull off, trying to conserve whatever energy I can to face the other P-51 should he come for me. Luckily, the one above me is a little bit far away, so he has some distance to cover before he can come shoot at me. I'm really trying to kill this guy below me before the guy above me comes for me, but it's looking like this guy below me is just trying to bait me down. So, I'm going to focus on the guy above me, try to get a reversal on him. Here we go, 1.5 kilometers away, he's pulling in for a shot. I pull up, trying to avoid his nose, knowing that he's probably compressing given how fast he's going. And I'm actually able to lure him into a dogfight, so he turns back around, and I shear both of his wings off. Nice. Now the other one's behind me, turning up for me, but he has a lot of ground to cover. I have a lot more energy than he does, so I just turn around, knowing that he can't follow this. Trying to conserve as much energy as I can through that turn, so you can see me just tapping the elevator. Throw it up into a vertical, he tries to follow me, he can't, so he pulls off straight. I throw it back down on top of him, and at this point there's nothing he can do, he can't even dive away. So, send some shots towards him, get a crit, and get a kill. Kill number 3. Something I want to mention real fast about this Spitfire, especially compared to the earlier Spitfire variants, is that you actually have a decent amount of ammo. You can see I'm starting out with 240 cannon rounds compared to the 120 I believe on the earlier variants, so that's kind of nice. One of my largest gripes about the Spitfires used to be the guns. I mean, we all know the crit Spanos. But since this Real Shatter update, they seem to actually be pretty good. And especially having double the amount of ammo as a lot of the other Spitfires, I like this thing. Like I said earlier, the way I like to play the Spitfires is to pretty much do whatever I want in them. And now, when that includes getting my guns on target, I'll actually do damage. It's great. The only thing I'm really afraid of in a 1v1 dogfight in this thing is obviously a Zero, because it's just you except more turny. But that being said, if you play it right, if you use your speed, you try to play more of an energy fight, then you should win a dogfight against a Zero. Or you could always just speed away and not be involved in the dogfight in the first place. That's probably what I would recommend. Drawing this match to a close here, we've got a few straggler enemies around, a few teammates going for them. I'm going for this Zero over here, just trying to get any kills before this match ends. We got 2 teammates in the distance going for that P61. I'm trying to see if I'm going to beat this 109 towards this Zero. Luckily it looks like I am. Just closing the distance, keeping an eye on the P61. He gets shot down by the Del 335. I give him a little bravo because that guy was annoying me at the beginning. And now the horde of teammates is starting to go for the same Zero that I wanted to go for. No matter though, hopefully that'll just make him more distracted so that I can get my guns on target. He's pitching up, clearly very distracted with the 2 teammates that just took him head on. He's trying to avoid the Del 335, little does he know that he's setting me up perfectly for a shot, send some shots, and there we go. Kill number 4. Here's the rewards for that last match. I figured I would show you since I haven't showed you any rewards yet. they were pretty good. 4 kills and a win, not too bad. Anyways though, we're gonna draw this video to a close. The Spitfires, very fun planes, especially since the Real Shatter update. Would definitely recommend playing. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And while you're at it, you might as well turn on post notifications too, right? Check out the description for some important links, check out my Twitch and join the Discord and all of that. You all know the deal. This is Nimbo Soup. Nimbo signing out.